Hi there, this is Susie back again with her beautiful plants. As you can see in front of her, she has got a couple of maidenhair ferns. Today the topic is all about maidenhair ferns. Susie seems to grow maidenhair ferns here in Victoria rather well in her main fish pond area, which is an indoor area of her atrium. She has got many different types of ferns, plus maidenhair ferns that just self-seed, self-germinate itself around her pond. So taking that particular, absorbing what kind of environment, the natural habitat maidenhair ferns like, she now knows what to do with them in a pot if she wishes to put anywhere else inside her house. Maidenhair ferns you can either grow indoors or outdoors, but they would prefer outdoors in temperate climates, subtropical to tropical climate, under the tree shades, under the trees, crevices, sides of the banks, roadside banks where it is just saturated with moisture. That's what it likes. So knowing that the maidenhair ferns likes a lot of moisture, that's the sort of environment or the natural habitat we need to provide in a pot if you were to put them in pots inside your house. Now today's topic mainly will concentrate how to subdivide them, maidenhair ferns. A lot of them kill them, a lot of them don't know what kind of soil they like, what type of, many different types of soil textures that a maidenhair ferns like. So let's get started. In front of me, as you can see, I have got two maidenhair ferns which has done its job over the last 2 years. And in this particular third year, I wish to separate them, subdivide them, and plant them in little pots. So first of all, what we're going to do is try to work it out whether it is worthwhile saving the greenery or not saving it at all, or shall we cut it, chop it all off or not. In my case, how I look at my maidenhair fern is that it has got a lot of brown bits. It's not a pretty sight to look at, and also it is a little bit straggly and leggy, and it's not really as healthy as I would like. It is generally okay, but it's only one-sided, lopsided, and I just want to repot them. Now I'm just assessing the situation with these maidenhair ferns, and in my mind I shall not hesitate to actually chop them all off, because it is winter, it is going into dormancy, and it will not thrive as well as if it was spring or summer and also autumn, because that's when they just sprout, they give out new fronds, all that sort of stuff, but not so much in winter. And we are in winter. Here's June. We have just come into winter, and the first job I like to have a look at is my maidenhair ferns, see how they're doing. Either I can clean them up, feed them with fertilizers, and put them back again. That's one thing I can do. And what I am finding that this particular pot is a little bit too deep for maidenhair ferns. They are literally far too deep. This is one of the reasons that I really want to repot them, and I want to repot them in little pots, even though it could have done with about this size pot, about 3-inch depth, but I couldn't find any spare ones that I have got that I could put it in, but these ones will do. At least they're a lot smaller. And in comparison, I have chosen a pot that is a little bit smaller in depth, and I've got two that I could find in my pot plant area. I picked two of these and two of these. Hopefully I'll get 4 bits to plant. If not, 2 will do. So let's have a look. What I'm going to do is literally chop it all off. Give it a good haircut. And you shouldn't hesitate to do that this time of the year in winter. Just grab hold of it and go chop, chop, chop. Done. Because in spring, you will find beautiful new shoots coming. And I will do the same with this one. Because it's no good working it out, which one I'm going to keep, which one I'm not going to keep. And it's better to give it a good haircut, as I am. Done. Now, secondly, what we need to do is work out what I need to do with this. While I'm doing this, I will get back to you as soon as possible. See you soon. Here I am back again. Sorry about that big interruption there. Now that I need to, of course, take this out of the pot, which you can see that I have got it on the side and I have rolled it and made sure that the soil is all loose, and it just left it and it should come out just like that. Now that it's come out, I have to look at it how I'm going to cut this into half. And what width. The best thing would be possibly to grab hold of my this particular hacksaw. Is that what it's called, Jeff? Yeah, okay, hacksaw. I don't know the proper names for them, but this is what I'm using because if I cut it with this, it's just too deep to cut it with. And if I use the scissors, this is also pretty deep. So this will have to do the job. So I'm just going to find the middle, which is somewhere here, and just serrate it. And it should really come out as easy as that, really. And of course, I'm just going to remove all this extra soil that I don't want and give it a new soil, really. That's what I'm gonna do. So just to get rid of this soil, and put this here, and put this here. As you can see, it is not a very good, like a deep rooted plants. None of the ferns like to go right deep. As you can see how much soil I really got rid of it, and these are some of the roots that are dangling. And literally speaking, the maidenhair fern are not deep feeders. So they normally like to feed along the surface and grab whatever composited matter they can get from dead leaves and litters and all that kind of thing, and that's what they like. So this is very important that you do have all these composited stuff, all the dead matter of leaves, twigs and all that kind of thing. Mix it all in with loamy type of soil and also with peat soil. Give a lot of stuff that contains a lot of moisture, like some of this sphagnum moss that I've got here that I'll be using, and this is the coconut coir peat moss that I will be using, and here's some vermiculite that I've already put it in soaked in water, and I'm going to use them just to keep all those moistures in the soil. And to plant it, I am going to use, it would be perfect to use a smaller pot because I really want to give them a smaller pot and not so much root. So here, to plant it, I have got, as I've already explained, and now I need some, I also want to use this particular cacti and succulent mix, and this is just gives the soil a bit of aeration, gritty that soil likes, a bit of that. And I am also going to use the premium quality Yates product potting mix, because that's important to use this nice, rich, premium quality soil. And with Yates potting mix, it's got dynamic lifter mixed in already. So I'm only going to show you how I'm going to plant one of these, although I've got to plant 3, and I'll just see how I go time-wise. And now I am going to mix them all in. In winter is perhaps a best time to separate or subdivide your maidenhair ferns, because you don't really, they don't lose so much moisture while they're trying to root. You know, they love growing in spring, whereas in winter it slows down all the processes, and you need to, it's a good time to actually separate them. So mix them all in. As you can see, I'm mixing it all in, all this stuff together. Make sure it's got lots of goodness in it, lots of moisture retention stuff in it, which is vermiculite is the best for it. And to air this, you know, you can also use airing material too, which is the perlite. It's a good idea to have your soil aired, which this perlite would provide aeration. Perlite is very good stuff for that. So don't forget to use that. And a lot of people don't like using control fertilizer. I don't mind just a little bit, just a handful, not a handful, but a teaspoonful. It doesn't hurt to have that extra goodness in the soil. So I just like to mix them all in. Don't forget to air your soil, and also have lots of moisture retention stuff, so you get the usage of both worlds really for this beautiful plant. Now I've done all that. Now I'm going to put this particular plant, a bit of the soil, and then this particular plant like this. As you can see, that's what I have done. Plonk that in and just gradually fill them in with the soil surrounding. It's nothing to it really, and I know a lot of people say, oh, I can't keep my maidenhair alive, or I just kill them. It's because maidenhair ferns does like moisture. On the other hand, it also likes a good quality soil mix, good quality soil to grow in. So this is the one I have done there. And I'm going to do the same to this one. I'm just going to take all the soil off, because I think it's just, the soil is perhaps not as good as it could be. So I'm just reorganizing the soil. It's done 2 years of it, there's no goodness left, so don't hesitate to replant them. So there we go. It's sitting like this, and just plonk them in like that, with all sorts of sphagnum moss, good quality loamy soil, bit of perlite, bit of vermiculite, bit of dynamic lifter, all that. So I planted 2 little ones. Now this one, I'll be doing the same. I'll be doing the same for this plant and pulling it out, just like that. It's too big, too long, and maidenhair ferns do not like long pots. And serrate it. Find the middle and serrate. And separate. There we go. All the goodness is headed. We just need to provide the new soil, new rooting system, new everything. I could possibly even make it into 3 really, all this, but it's a bigger pot, so I might just leave it. But there we go, I've just taken as much soil as I could. Now, when it comes to feeding, do not hesitate to buy Thrive all-purpose soluble fertilizer, because this particular fertilizer is really good for all green ferneries, all green leafy indoor plants. So do use them, because that just gives a boost to your leaf growth, nice green, luscious green it will bring. So you may like to feed it, say, in winter, perhaps every 10 days, and in summer, maybe every time you feed your plant, which is quite regularly. So maybe once a week you feed them with this every now and then. You know, it doesn't hurt. I mean, I must admit that I don't feed my plants as often as I should, because I just feel they are green enough, and I wouldn't like to overfeed them with anything unless it was sickly looking, the leaves are going yellow or brown or not looking healthy. I would feed them. And if there is bugs and stuff, because it likes to attract a lot of scales, if it does attract scales, don't forget to use Confidor or Success. Both are as good as each other. These are a lot stronger. This Success is just good for every bug. So, and a lot of us also like to use natural way of treating all sorts of insecticides or insects and stuff, bugs. You can use your own homemade pest oil or oil spray or pepperethrin or whatever you like, whatever keeps the bugs under control, you use, whatever works for you. Likewise, whatever works for me, I use. Sometimes I just make a pest oil and does the job, but if the pests are still there after 2 to 3 days, I tend to use Confidor because it gets rid of it straight away. Now this is the sort of a medium-sized container that I'm using, a plastic pot for one of these. I've got enough soil, I hope, and I'll be able to plonk one of these in there as well. I'm just taking as much soil as I can to give them a very fresh start. There we go. Just sitting on the level of all these with the rooting system, not so deep, and we just plonk them in with this fresh soil, and we're hoping that it will start shooting. Other spring, you know, when spring comes, it should start shooting with new shoot, and we will see some beautiful ferns. And don't forget to water it. Water this plant, keep it wet. Every second day it might need watering. So it doesn't matter whether it's winter or summer, you have to keep the soil really moist, really damp. And you can put a tray underneath fern, because maidenhair does not mind the saucer filled up with water all the time. So it can uptake as much water as it likes. When it needs it, it will utilize the water from the tray. So don't hesitate to do that, because there's all ferns, the ones that really love water, you must water it nearly every day or every second day, depending. And if you keep on filling this up, you won't have any problems with maidenhair ferns, keeping good, healthy maidenhair ferns inside your home. Now, I think I have covered everything that you need to know. And make sure that you put it in a bright light, that's also important. And actually, maidenhair ferns do not mind shady areas either. I mean, it's not really that fussy. Only fussiness is amount of water. And it does require a bit of humidity, so make sure you provide with a lot of humidity, whichever way you can. With pebbles, spray it. A lot of people spray it with things. I never do. Mine is just naturally grows in my atrium the way it is. Now I'll be soaking them in water. I'll be giving them a lot of water, heaps of water. because that's what it likes. As much water as you can give. First up from the top, let it soak. Let it soak. It doesn't matter. Just keep soaking it till it's literally soaked. And I'll wash the pots, of course, make it all neat and tidy, and I will be putting them around everywhere in my atrium. So I need more water, so I'll be soaking them really well. Okay, thank you for watching my video. I hope I've taught you something, how to look after your maiden hair ferns, how to subdivide them, how much, what you need to feed them. If you like feeding your plants, don't hesitate to feed them. There's nothing wrong with feeding them. And always check for bugs. Sometimes they do have brown scalies stuck onto the pin stems of the maiden hair ferns. It's very hard to see. Just keep an eye on them. And this is the best time to actually separate them if you wish to separate your maiden hair fern. Best of luck, take care, and goodbye.